Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I am Chipepo Gracie and this is your Icutv main news bulletin. Let's take a quick look at the stories making headlines. Government takes Lungu family to court challenging barrier in foreign countries. President Hichilema calls for unity and respect as national mourns Lungu. Mechanic critically injured in Lusaka car park. 1.4 million needed to host 2025 Builile traditional ceremony. And in international news, children killed in appalling Sudan hospital attack, World Health Head says. In sports, Zambia under-17 coaches join FIFA Youth Exchange in Côte d'Ivoire. Details. Zambia's Attorney General Builile has filed urgent legal action in Gauteng Division of the High Court in Pretoria to stop the burial of former President Edgar Lungu, which is scheduled to take place in South Africa tomorrow. The lawsuit brought against former First Lady Esther Lungu, 4 of Lungu's children, family lawyer Makebi Zulu, and other company managing the morgue where his remains are kept, 6 an interim court order halting the burial until legal and constitutional questions surrounding Lungu's funeral rest place are resolved. Kabesha argues that under the Zambian law, a former head of state must be accorded a state funeral with full military honors, and that such protocol serves the greater public interest regardless of any personal or family preferences. He references legal precedent, particularly the case of Zambia's founding president Kenneth Kaunda, whose burial wishes were set aside in favor of national interests and official procedures. In his court application, Kabesha emphasizes that the burial of former president is not a private affair but a matter of national significance governed by constitutional and military protocols. He maintains that even if Lungu had expressed a wish not to be buried with state honors, such as requests cannot override the constitutional mandate or public expectations. This legal challenge comes after weeks of failed attempts to repatriate Lungu's remains amid tensions between Zambian government and the late president's family, who have opted for a private burial in South Africa. The hearing for the interim interdict is set for Wednesday, June 25th, 2025 at 8 hours in Pretoria, and its outcome could have far-reaching implications for the handling of future state funerals and a cross-border burials dispute involving national leaders. Several opposition political party leaders, members of parliament, and other dignitaries from various countries have traveled to South Africa to pay their last respects at the funeral of late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. President Hakainde Hichilema has urged the nation to prioritize honoring the late former President Edgar Lungu before addressing any disagreements. Speaking to the United Church of Zambia leadership, he emphasized that the burial should come first, with grievances to be handled afterwards. Lungu, who died on 5th, has not yet been buried due to a dispute between the government and his family over the funeral arrangements. President Hichilema reaffirms the government's wish for Lungu to be laid to rest in Zambia alongside other former presidents, calling it a matter of national dignity. He stresses that former presidents are national figures and their funerals should reflect their service to the country. A mechanic identified as Rashid Kapanda was critically injured in a fire that broke out a Patriotic House car park in Lusaka on June 23, 2025, destroying 2 vehicles. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga said the incident happened around 14 hours while Mr. Kapanda was repairing a Honda Fit's fuel tank. Mr. Hamonga explains that petrol is believed to have leaked during the process, and a spark likely caused by a connection battery ignited the fire. He states that the flames spread rapidly, consuming both the Honda Fit and a nearby Toyota Ipsum. Mr. Hamonga adds that an inquiry file has been opened and investigations are underway. Meanwhile, organizers of the Builile traditional ceremony, celebrated by the Wile people of Chiengi district in Luapula province, are seeking 1.4 million kwacha to ensure a successful hosting of this year's event. They are calling on the business sector and well wishers to support a fundraising dinner scheduled for Saturday, June 28, 2025 in Lusaka. According to Lusaka's fundraising chairperson, Kalunda Chomba, the dinner aims to generate both financial and material support necessary for the 2025 edition of the ceremony. Mr. Chomba explains that the proceedings from the event will help cover infrastructure development and logistical preparations required for the celebration. The ceremony, which will take place in Chiengi, is held to mark the season's first harvest. It is expected to attract government representatives, business leaders, traditional leaders from across Zambia, and guests from the Democratic Republic of Congo. We take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for more news after this.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba Emmanuel, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me every week as I sit down with former students and get to listen to them, what they have to say about life after they've been through the university. Remember, it's Icutv every week.
Welcome back. We are now in local news. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has adjourned to July 2nd, 2025, the case involving a 40-year-old herbalist from Kamala South accused of defiling his 10-year-old daughter and allegedly infecting her with HIV. When the matter came up for plea, Magistrate Kawama Mwamfuli postponed the proceedings to allow the state to obtain consent to prosecute from the Director of Public Prosecutions. The state informed the court that consent from the DPP was not yet available, prompting the adjournment. The allegations stem from the incident said to have occurred between January 1st and March 26 this year, during which the herbalist is alleged to have had carnal knowledge of his biological daughter. In a related development, the herbalist's 3 wives, including the victim's mother, were arrested in April for allegedly attempting to bribe police officers to secure his release. In other news, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has confirmed omission on the ballot papers presented for the upcoming Lumezi parliamentary by-elections in the Eastern Province. The commission says one of the names of the participating candidate was mistakenly left out from the printed ballot papers from the election scheduled to take place this Thursday, June 26, 2025. The ECZ has not yet disclosed which candidate was affected, but says is currently addressing the issue and will provide further guidance to stakeholders and the public. Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Chipoka Mlinga, has held a high-level consultative meeting with key players in the retail and manufacturing sectors to address the continued rise in commodity prices despite the appreciation of the kwacha and the recent reductions in fuel prices. The kwacha has strengthened significantly in recent months, trading between 23 kwacha and 23 kwacha.46 ngwe, compared to 27 kwacha and 27 kwacha.50 ngwe in January this year. In addition, fuel prices have dropped, with petrol now at 31 kwacha.36 ngwe per litre, diesel at 25 kwacha.12 ngwe, kerosene at 24.79 and jet A1 at 27.08 kwacha. Despite these positive economic indicators, Mr. Mulenga questions why the prices of essential goods have not responded accordingly. Speaking during a meeting with representatives from the Zambia Association Manufacturing, Shoprite, the Zambia Institute of Policy Analysis and Research, ZIPRA, and the Zambia Chamber of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Mr. Mulenga expressed concern that while hikes are immediate following negative economic shifts, the same urgency is not applied when conditions improve. He points out that even minor fuel prices increase or kwacha depreciation typically trigger an immediate spike in commodity prices, yet the recent 3 months trend of economic improvement has not yielded any meaningful price relief for consumers. Mr. Mlenga notes that only on the copper belt have some millers responded by reducing the price of milling due to the bumper harvest, urging others in the supply chain to follow suit and reflect current economic realities in the pricing structures. We take another break. Stay tuned for international news.
From the beginning, so many poems, only one message. Join the journey. Let's send the message together. Let's restore humanity together.
In international news, another appalling attack on a hospital in the Sudan has seen more than 40 people killed, many of them children and medics, the head of the World Health Organization has said. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus stated that on X on Tuesday that they could not say it more clearly, emphasizing the attacks on health must stop everywhere. AJ Mujahid Hospital was struck on Saturday and is located in West Kordofan state, close to one of the front lines where Sudan's warring parties are fighting in the conflict that is now in its third year. The Rapid Support Forces (BSF) blames its opponents and the Sudanese army for attacking the hospital, as do two prominent civil society groups, but the army itself has yet to comment on the allegations. Still in international news, Mali and Russia have signed a series of agreements aimed at expanding mutual trade and strengthening economic ties. Among them is a pledge for a greater cooperation on nuclear energy, according to details released by the Kremlin. The announcement of the deals came during the visit by Mali's leader, Colonel Assimi Goïta, to Moscow, which included 2 hours of talks with President Vladimir Putin, Russian state media report. Goïta has boosted relations with Russia since seizing power in 2021, while reducing ties with former colonial power friends. We take another break. Stay tuned for sports news.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
In sports, Zambia's under-17 men's national team coaching staff led by head coach Ian Bakala are in Côte d'Ivoire for the FIFA Talent Development Scheme (TDS) Youth National Team Coaches Exchange Program. Bakala is accompanied by assistants Aaron Kawango and Gabriel Kalembo, along with first technical director Lyson Zulu. The event, organized by FIFA in partnership with the Ivorian Football Federation, brings together coaches and technical directors from all African countries that qualified for the 2025 FIFA Under-17 World Cup. The program aims to strengthen talent development structures through collaboration and technical growth among elite youth coaches. Meanwhile, Zambia's women national team have begun their WAFCON 2024 preparations with a light mobility session in Casablanca, focusing on recovery after travel. Led by athletic coach Richard Sakala, the session helped the players adapt to the Moroccan environment. Full training under head coach Nora is set to begin this evening as tactical work ramps up. The squad has been boosted by the arrival of foreign-based stars including Irene Lungu, Kabange Mupopo, and US-based duo Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundananji. That sports item brings us to the end of our main news. But before we go, let's take a quick look at the stories that made headlines. President Hichilema calls for unity and respect as nation mourns Lungu. Mechanic critically injured in Lusaka car park fire. 1.4 million kwacha needed to host 2025 Builile traditional ceremony. Children killed in appalling Sudan hospital attack, World Health Organization head says. Zambia under-17 coaches join FIFA Youth Exchange in Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you so much for staying with us. For more news details, you can visit our website icutvzbn.com or our Facebook page ICUTV.